Hello, I am Francis Pudhicherry, a Jesuit from Gujarat, India. And I would like to say something about discernment in common. I come from a country where we have various religions, various traditions, cultures. And discernment in common brings along with it its own unique features and challenges in a country like India. The most important point to remember is that there are many points which unite us as human persons. Of course, there are difficulties as well, but there are many points which unite us. And in this brief presentation, I would like to enumerate some of those points. First and foremost, the most important thing is a shared life experience. And therefore, discernment always begins with a life experience. Lived situations, shared concerns, sufferings, desires, dreams. And that needs to be the starting point of any discernment. Of course, doctrines, dogmas have their own place. And in India, we have some classical texts in spirituality which do give us some pointers about how we go about discernment. One of the most important ones being a text called Viveka Chudamani. That means the art of distinguishing what is true and what is untrue, what is real and what is unreal. And of course, the famous text of the Bhagavad Gita also has various important elements which help us to make the right choice in life. Now, coming to some of the guiding principles which can be useful when we are dealing with a group which consists of various faith traditions, I think first and foremost, the important guiding principle is the common good. What is the common good? Not what is good for one particular group or another particular group of persons, but for the whole community, what is the common good? And in my experience of facilitating discernment, I have seen this as a very powerful uniting force. To first begin to think, what is the common good? What will help all of us? What will make us better persons? What will make us a better community? And I think the Rig Veda, chapter 10 has a very beautiful text which is very enlightening. The person who discriminates between the real and the unreal, whose mind is turned away from the unreal, who possesses calmness and the other virtues, and who longs for liberation, alone is qualified to be a discerning person. Taking that further, it would say, it exhorts or invites the people gathered together, and it says, and I quote, "Meet together, speak together, let your minds be of one accord, as the gods of old, being of one mind, accepted their share of the sacrifice. May your counsel be common the mind and thoughts of the united, a common purpose, and a common worship and oblation." And I think the last sentence is beautiful. "Let your aim be common, your hearts be of one accord, and all of you be of one mind, so that we may live well together." And I think that if we have as the common good, a lot of the other differences can be ironed out. I think in a polarized world that we live in today, this is a perfect antidote in order to help people to discern what is helpful, what is useful for their lives. Some of the guiding principles which can be of help is, first of all, to know that not anyone can enter into a process of community discernment. We're not going into religion-specific matters here. There is a certain preparation required. There is a certain inner disposition required. You can't just like this come together and have discernment. There is need for inner stillness, calmness. There is need for forbearance and self-control. These are all things, and within the traditions of India, of the various, be it Hinduism, Buddhism, Christianity, the indigenous traditions, there are various techniques that help us to get in touch with our inner selves. It is from that standpoint that discernment needs to be done. So therefore, these preconditions need to be met. Another guiding principle is respect. Respect for the other. And respect for the other is not just tolerating someone, but respect for the other would mean respecting the person's views, though I may not agree with that person. Respecting that the other person's background, and in a pluralistic society like ours, this is very important. I have to use a very graphic phrase, I have to enter into the sacred space of the other. Here it's not a question of agreeing or disagreeing, but can I enter into the sacred space of the other, because it is only in that space that true dialogue can take place. Another guiding principle is to recognize the struggle. Every religion will speak about the struggle, the intense struggle every human person goes through between the good and between choosing the good and the apparent good. It's a struggle. Every faith tradition underlines the aspect of this struggle. And it is important to understand that in a group such as a group which is multi-religious, the Divine Spirit is at work. The same Divine Spirit which is there in a Hindu, a Muslim, a Buddhist, a Christian, an atheist, the Divine Spirit is at work, leading us towards greater fulfillment and liberation. But it is also important to remember that the deceptive forces also are at work. And therefore, in a process of discernment and common, this also needs to be kept in mind. Another important guiding principle when we engage in community discernment is the principle of what we say nishkama karma. That means action without any attachment. It's a very important concept in the Bhagavad Gita, both chapter 2 and chapter 3. As we all know, the scene is that of the Mahabharata, where Arjuna has to fight his cousins. And that which Krishna tells Arjuna is applicable to all of us. Do what you are supposed to do without being attached to the fruits. Do what you think is right. Do what you think is ethically the right thing to do, and go ahead. That is an important guiding principle. Along with this, certain other aspects like the space, the clarity of theme, how would we be going about, the techniques of spiritual conversation which are present today and used by many groups, all these factors also need to be kept in mind. As a conclusion, I would like to just point out that when we enter into a process of discernment in common, we need to enter with a deep sense of faith, to trust that the goodness in the group is far greater than that which divides us. And if there are, I would like to highlight three things. If there is the right disposition, the right method, and a sincere desire, discernment is possible in a group which has various faith traditions. I repeat the three: the right disposition, the right method, and a sincere desire. Thank you.